This is London with MarketHedge. Let's pay attention to Bitcoin. The bulls over the weekend have continued, and as Asia's opened today, bam, run price back up to that 116.8. This is London. We're going to stack some orders in this area because the bulls have continued to pick up. I'm getting a little more comfortable with this range, and I want to make sure I can cover down to the preceding. You guys know this, what we noted last week, that preceding flat top resistance. Let's shout out real quickly to Luke in the back. Luke, congrats on getting back from that hunting trip up in Canada. And J-Mac, it's so awesome to have you in the back, brother. Can't wait to see you more and more in the back in VIP. Welcome home. And guys and gals, former VIP, you can join on YouTube, shoot me a DM, let me know, hey, I'm back in VIP. We'll put you in the back here on MarketHedge. Let's execute some orders. If you've been following and trading with us, you will know one thing. We've been doing very well. The last several weeks have been green, green, green. So let's try and keep it that way. Let's not go too aggressive, but let's go aggressive enough to make this interesting. I'm going to go ahead and execute from 3 specific accounts. It's still aggressive, guys. And in terms of this, just understand I'm a former hedge fund owner, private, non-SEC, not financial advice. What I've just done is cover the entirety of this range with what? With longs, okay? I've gone long. The purpose here is to at least give me some coverage back down to that preceding level of resistance on the breakout. That was the pattern that we caught up and out. Those crews to the upside made some good cash last week. Everyone will agree. Now, what's the trick here? I'm going to tell you guys, if this is the coverage, okay, and this is essentially this green line, these are all orders, they're all longs, you've got to understand how many longs were placed. Okay, that 60 orders were placed here. What's the distance between each long? $50. This increment here is $50. Okay, now what was the leverage at each order? It's 500 in leverage. Again, we trade with BTCC. So excited to have them as our trading partners, our exchange partners. We're the API interface that relies on the BTCC credentials, 10 years plus, guys, since 2011, okay, without a single hack. They're the #1 trade partners, and we can only find that 500 leverage with BTCC. Shout out. Each specific order has $400 in margin. So this is our setup. What ideally would I like to happen? Well, I'd like to establish a new target to the upside, in addition to some remaining targets dealing with this specific inverse head and shoulders. Let's just pay attention to that pattern. Okay, while we have some upside potential still left from this inverse head and shoulders, I'd really like, and this will be the question as we look at Bitcoin here, I'd really like to see if we'd like a larger inverse head and shoulders. You'll see that micro inverse head and shoulders with the left shoulder, the right shoulder. But I'd like to kind of say, well, how about that being a left shoulder? How about this being a head formation? And can we kind of build out a right shoulder here and then power to the upside? That is what ideally I would like to see. So with the understanding, pay attention, that anything in this zone is green for me as long as what? As long as we pull back and ricochet and skyrocket to the upside, breaking this new, you got it, new neckline to the upside. And essentially this week would be a repeat of last week where we had that same opportunity to break through that line of resistance, that neckline to the upside. And I just tell you, if Bitcoin continues to perform, there's no reason not to trade it. If you're trading something else, shout out in the comments, let us know what you are trading. I'm very interested, and I do believe that the technology that's put together here for you guys to survey and to participate along with, that it is the best in the industry. I've been around the industry a very long time, and I really believe anyone who knows how to trade and anyone who looks at this specific suite of technology here is going to agree this is it in terms of the answer in the market. So guys, always with heavy cash reserves, never overexpose at any higher price. And remember, if you're inconsistent right now on higher leverage, if you're inconsistent, first of all, realize this is the best time to get your feet wet in it and to guys to develop an expertise and a mastery in it, because frankly, the commander-in-chief has his own meme coins. This is the time to get into trading. I'm telling you guys, this is the just the golden moment in terms of crypto. We're excited to be a part of it. And in terms of those 100 rounds that I recommend everybody take advantage of, what are 100 rounds? That's laying out for yourself small margin, meaning small trades, but high leverage. Okay, something that will count, and making sure that you become consistent at smaller margin trades before you ever up your involvement in the market. That's the trick to being VIP. Those are the most successful traders that I see. Now, if you hung around this long in the mix here, I want to show you one specific technical dynamic that I'm looking at. The 4 hourly standard deviation. Yes, and the what? The daily standard deviation. So on the Bollinger Bands, if you're going to wrap this around and look at it, the key metric right now for the bulls to say, okay, fine, we're going to really ramp it up, they're going to have to swing up and over the specific daily standard deviation. That's a big deal. It's a big deal. Where are the orders sitting on the daily right now? Way down here on the daily standard, on the daily 20 moving average. So that is a hurdle to say the least across the top. Understand if you're going long right now, the reason I hedged, I wasn't all in one position. You guys know that. Not all in one position, right? I've hedged my capital to the downside. Also, it's asymmetric in that I want to hedge that line and make a move back to it. But in terms of the specifics, understand that there are stacked orders and there are placements already at that 20 moving average on the daily, without a doubt. On the 4 hourly, what do we also know? Yep, on the 4 hourly, we also know we got a beautiful rock from that downside, rock and roll back to the upside. Essentially, guys, that rocket ship, boom. That was a nice move. Had a lot of velocity on it. If you actually looked on those lower time frames, it really did, didn't it? Let's look at that move. Nice velocity, boom, bam, right up from the lower standard deviation on the 4 hourly. And you'll see that 4 hourly starting to compress a little bit. That top line, Bollinger Band with that bottom line Bollinger Band. I just tell you, this is a sweet line, that specific, the 4 hourly 20 moving average is that center line of the Bollinger Band, and it's just a sweet line to trade, right? You can short it back to the 20, you can long it back to the 20. We love going over and under this specific line. It is just something on Bitcoin which nearly becomes automatic. And with that said, I'm going to let you guys go. Appreciate the time you spent with me, and just remember, when your screen turns green, yeah, you can see this trade's down $1,000 already, guys. I've got the appetite for the risk and the high reward. If we crush through the accounts that I'm showing you now, I've got heavy backup cash. So I'm not going to sweat these positions. If you're getting into trades where you're sweating it and it's ruining your day or anyone else's day around you, I'm going to encourage you to back off the table. Okay, that's not what trading is about. Trading is about enjoying your returns and enjoying your participation to create those returns. When you break that formula, it becomes dangerous. This is London with Market Hedge. Let's see how these trades work out. Can we get down and dig? And yeah, I'm ready to and prepared to participate at lower levels if needed. Guys, take care. Let's start a great week. This is London with Market Hedge.